Well, certainly very thankful for getting an opportunity to play another game. Play this week in the Big Ten championship game against obviously a very good football team in Ohio State, but it's wasn't sure if we'd be playing this week, and proud of all the work that went into by our players and coaches to give us this opportunity, and for that, grateful and looking forward to a great week of preparation.
Paul, whenever people in our business talk about good coaching jobs, a lot of time it's about guys who come in and build a program up that's struggling, but Ryan Day replaced a guy who was a pretty damn good coach, and I know they have a lot of talent there, but just from afar, what kind of job do you think that he and his staff have done this year with that crew?
Well, I've got a lot of respect for the job that they've done, and it's just because you've got talent doesn't mean it's going to happen. And I think what they've done, and you see it in each game. I think what they do schematically, the adjustments you see them make, I think getting players to play at a high level and doing it consistently. There's a lot of really good going on. I think it does get overshadowed, and there's no question they've got very talented players, but talented players that play good football and execute all the things that when you talk about what is good football, they're doing it. They're a smart team and adjust. And so I think what that whole coaching staff has done is every bit as impressive, and it takes both, right? And I think they're also, you can see that, good coaching, I think, can hand it over to the players, and then they can play the game. And I have a lot of respect and think that they've done a heck of a job.
Paul, where have you seen Jack become a better quarterback this season beyond simply he's playing in more games to get that experience? Is it decision-making? Is it a lot of other different factors where he's improved?
Yeah, I think he's improved in all areas. And, I think he's smart enough to grow from all those experiences. And, you can grow from good experiences, negative experience, right? He's done all that. And I think that he, as you grow as a player, you continue to gain confidence and trust, not only in yourself, but those around you. And I think, through his preparation, he's allowed himself to play. And I think he's playing the game, and trusting himself. And it's been fun to watch, his development, and he'll continue to. That's who he is.
On Saturday, you called Quintez unbelievable teammate. If you could expand on that a little bit, just what have you seen from him that makes you say that about him this season?
Jack, you said?
No, it's Quintez Cephas.
Oh, Q? He's selfless, and I think he's an unbelievable teammate because he truly cares about the guys and each individual, and he'll do anything for them. He's open to them. He's got enough awareness that he kind of sees when someone's working through something, and then he's got a spirit about him that he's got an infectious personality, and he will find the good in people, and then I think when you get on the field, he loves playing the game and appreciates that opportunity to play the game, and I think that's infectious.
This might be a tough question because you see Jonathan Taylor all the time, but can you give me a specific example where he's improved as a receiver, maybe in the last year or so? He not only caught a tough pass, he ran in backwards, I think, like 5 yards to get the touchdown, and it seems like there's development there from him maybe even 8 months ago.
Yeah, I think I don't know, specific example, but he truly works at improving all areas that he can kind of control or affect. And, he was a heck of a runner, but I think he's a better runner now, better understanding of tempo and what we're trying to do, what defenses are trying to do. And clearly in the pass protection, he's gotten better. In the pass receiver, I mean, he really does. He doesn't just talk about it. Like, he works at trying to gather as much information. Not afraid. You know, I think one thing that's big about him, he's not afraid to screw it up. You know, so he'll put himself out there, and then, okay, I got it. I feel that, and so he's. I think that's what, obviously very talented, but I think that's something that separates him. I think that's how you become, you know, really, really good, is by having that talent but working at it, and does it in such a way that while he's going through all that, he's a lot of fun to be around.
Well, I know Ohio State's pass rush gave you guys problems last time, gives everybody problems. But that aside, what kind of talent do you see in the back end when teams have been able to try to throw the ball against them? Because it has not been easy.
Yeah, no, they complement each other, right? You know, I think if you go back and look at you know, the number of pressures or quarterback hits or sacks, there's no doubt that they're generating it up front. You know, whether it's the defensive linemen or, you know, linebackers, you know, you get some secondary play. But I think you also see some of it because there's not a place to go with the ball, and so it gives you that extra bit of time. And so I think that's where they're playing really good defense, you know, because I think they complement each other. And there's no doubt, you know, we didn't do a great job in the passing game, certainly consistently. And, you know, you have to give credit to the whole defense for what caused that, I think. And that's certainly going to be you know, something that, you know, we've got to, every week you focus on it. But if we're going to have success, that we've got to do a better job of protecting and getting open, and, you know, just all in all, got to be better.
Following the loss at Illinois and then the loss at Ohio State, this season could have, you know, gone in the wrong direction. How were you able to keep these guys locked in on, you know, the goals and what was at stake here ahead of them?
You know, I think they understood and understand. It's you want it to go perfect, but seldom does it. And it's no different than when you play a game or when, you know, you're in a drive. You know, maybe not every play goes right, but the neat thing is you get to play the next play. And in a game, that's what it is. In a season, you get to play the next game. And I think they're also smart enough to know that these opportunities, they're not endless, you know, so maximize the moment you're in. And, you know, it's a hard concept for people to understand maybe, but it's, you play the season and you get to play the season. At the end of the season, then have you earned the right to play another game? You know, we've done that, but it's everyone wants to talk about and get to the end, but the journey is the fun part.
Tom?
What did you learn about your team in that loss down at Ohio State? Both in, I don't know so much about mentally and resiliency, but just what you needed to do differently and change and improve on?
Yeah, I think that with not only the game, you know, you're talking about after that game, that was back-to-back losses, followed by a bye. So I think there was also that time to catch your breath for us as coaches and even as players, you know, to take a look at, okay, what have you been, who have you been, and going forward. And I think that it, like anything, when you get a chance to take a step back, all right, what are the things we're doing well, and we've got to continue to do that and kind of accentuate that. And then what are the things that haven't been going well, and either eliminate them or, you know, we got to coach the heck out of it, and we got to work the heck out of it as players to get it. But I think the response is what you believed in the team, but I think what I'm most proud of was the response to all kind of that self-analysis. And then I appreciate the way they, you know, to get to where you wanted to finish the season and maximize the season, it was going to be not just even one game at a time, but one day at a time. And I thought they did a good job of doing that. So I'm not saying I learned that about them, but it reinforced what I believed they were.
How do you feel your team is better or different or better equipped to deal with Ohio State's talent this time around?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I think that we are a better team. I think you could make an argument they're a better team as well. And the one thing that I do feel good about kind of through this past month is we've had guys continuing to step up. Some are new names that are contributing and helping, and some are names that had been playing but I think are playing at a better level. And so I think you can learn from that specific game, but more importantly, I think you can learn from who you were and what you did all season long to give yourself the best chance, the best plan, and then you get to go out and play the game. And that's what it's going to come down to, is playing good football Saturday night.
Jeff?
Paul, I know it was just one play for Isaac Grendel the other day on that kickoff return, but sometimes that can help a guy with some confidence and
Right.
some success. What do you see for him, whether it's this year or down the road, if he can stay healthy and get more comfortable at that position?
Yeah, I think that, and for Isaac, it's been, staying healthy. And it's, last year was adjusting to, really last year in the spring, kind of, finding his spot, his niche. And I think he's done that. And you're right, it takes, I think he has confidence, and I know other players, coaches are excited about what he can be, but you have to do it, and I think that was a good starting point for him. And he'd been doing some stuff before, kickoff cover. All those, I think, add up, and obviously he's early in his career, but that career is going to go fast. But love having him on this team, and I think that he's a guy that can truly contribute in a number of different ways for this team.
Cool.
Well, we've seen Tyler Johnson and Christian Bell in the last couple of weeks make some plays from the outside linebacker spot. What have you seen from them in staying ready for those chances and making the most of them when they got them?
Yeah, I think that's kind of been Tyler's niche and role, and he's obviously very accountable, dependable, and when he does, which gives him the chance to be, you can trust him. And then he's done a great job of, kind of look back even through the course of his career. A couple of years ago, we were at Indiana, and, he's got a strip. He finds a way to make plays. And Christian Bell's been a guy that's been, he has been giving us some good snaps as of late. And, it's timely. This point in the season, anytime that you get contributions from other guys, it's big. And so, I kind of felt this all November, and, going forward here, it's no different. The more guys that can contribute, and, for some it's one play, some it's 10 plays, some it's, more than that. But if we can, we'll be at our best when more guys contribute.
George, in the back.
Paul, what have you seen from the team? I mean, the sheer happiness they had on Saturday to get the axe, but then quickly they shift and they know they have another shot at the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I thought their response is appropriate. The last week was all about last week, and I think they obviously put a lot into it, and the way it turned out, you want them to enjoy it and celebrate, and we've been doing that all season long. Regardless of what happens, whether it's a win or after a loss, you finish the week off, and then Sunday you get to start anew. And like I said to start with, thankful for this opportunity. That we're here, even talking to you guys, because it means we got a game. And when you like this team, you want to play more games with them, and I like this team a ton.
Paul, I know Justin Fields has gotten a lot of notoriety, credit, but in that first game against Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins really hurt you guys on the ground. Looking back, what did they do to clear a path for him and give him some pretty wide running lanes?
I mean, you talk about when. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good running back. I think you're seeing the two best running backs in the league, in this game. And I think what makes them so good offensively is that they've got a number of different ways that they can attack you. And, we're talking about in the throwing game, we're talking about, in the run game, and you've got more than one run options, right? It's I think they've got to, and I think it goes back to what we were saying before, your question about coaching. They've got very good players, but they're running a heck of a scheme. That means I'm done. Right, so they're doing that, and I think that's what they each make each other better. I think that's I'm talking about players off of players and players and coaches.
George.
Paul, last meeting with Ohio State, the offense, struggled to get first downs. What does the offense have to do differently this week to stay on the field and turn first down into points too?
That's it, right? I mean, you said it, and to do that, you've got to execute, and to do that, you've got to, it comes down to there's going to be one-on-one matchups, and you've got to win your share of those matchups, and then there's going to be opportunities to make plays, and you got to seize those opportunities, right? And it won't be easy, right? Nothing's going to be given, but to do just what you said, you got to move the ball, you got to get first downs, and whether it's being efficient on first down and getting to manageable second and third downs, or find a way to get something a little bigger than that, explosives. But there isn't a lot of mystery to it. You got to go out and play the game.